I've got 2 days to make a white elephant gift for work. So spoilers, I did finish it in time. And I actually think that I did a nice job. Every year at my work we do white elephant for our holiday party. Everyone is encouraged to find random things throughout their house that they can just toss into a bag. So the stuff that you end up with is usually pretty entertaining. So last year my friend had a Barbie themed birthday party where she broke out the acrylic paints and we all painted a picture. Because it was Barbie themed, I decided to do Barbie in a ski outfit. And then said painting went into the white elephant for last year's Christmas party. One of my bosses was the recipient and she was quite thrilled to get it. And so since it was a hit last year, I wanted to do another one. There was also an element that I wanted to prove that I actually could paint because the Barbie ski outfit might not have been my best work. Not the greatest painting that I ever did, but a fun night. Unfortunately, about halfway through the color layer, I started to not feel great. The morning of the party, I felt horrible. So I spent the entire day resting and not going to the Christmas party, so I never got to put it into the white elephant gift exchange, but it did inspire me to start a new series. But I'll talk about that in a second. So I knew that if I got the underpainting done the first day, I was going to be able to get the colors done and get the varnish on before the party. For the underpainting, I used a mixture of flake white, burnt sienna, and French burnt umber. I really love the warmth of these colors in my underpainting. I've been experimenting with a whole bunch of different underpainting colors from raw umber to magenta, blue, complementary colors. This seems to be working out the best. I really like to use the underpainting to almost sculpt the figures. So I finished up the underpainting and I knew that it would be dry by morning. Alright, that should be dry tomorrow. I'll finish it up then. I'd used liquid and I'd used all paints that I had used before. If you figure out the mediums that you like, you can pretty accurately predict when things are going to dry, which makes planning for an entire painting or doing something very quickly like I did much easier. I completely forgot that I'm going to the Morton Arboretum today, and so I have very limited time to get this done and hope that it's going to be dry in time to take to work tomorrow. I did finish the color layer. I worked from home again, took lots of breaks, but I just kept feeling worse and worse as the day progressed. I finished the color layer really quickly, but it was still going to be a close call on whether or not I could use varnish in the morning. Now luckily the varnish that I use is Gamvar, so when your painting is dry to the touch, you can use this. Since I was using liquid as a medium, I knew that my paintings were going to dry fast. Sometimes if I need them to dry super fast, I will use Cobalt Dryer, but I've been using that less and less because I don't want to risk my paintings crack. So the next morning I woke up feeling horrendous and had just enough energy to varnish the painting and immediately go right back to bed. So while I didn't end up being able to add this into the white elephant gift exchange, it did make me think about how much I love the season. I love celebrating them. I love finding little ways to represent things. And my mom does a lot of woodworking, and whenever she has scraps, she cuts them into little pieces so that I can use them for small studies like the holly. I have at least 100 of these, if not closer to 150. And so I'd like to find a way to use them. So this is now the first in a series that I'm calling Monthly Minis. I'm going to do a different one of these at the beginning of every month, just something that I think would represent the vibe of each month. It might not have become a gift, but I think it kicked off something that I'll have a lot of fun with. So if you're interested to see what my monthly mini will be for January, or if you're interested in seeing me build my art career from scratch while working a full-time job, like, follow, subscribe, all the things. Comment any questions that you have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I clock out.